Have you ever pondered what made Franz Joseph Liszt such an influential figure in the Romantic period of music? The Romantic era, a period of profound emotional expression and dramatic grandeur, was graced by the presence of this virtuoso pianist and composer. Liszt was not just a mere contributor to this era, he was one of its most prominent figures, a titan who was instrumental in redefining the landscape of music. His creative genius was such that he didn't merely write music, he sculpted it, molding it into forms and ideas that had never been explored before. He was a trailblazer, a musical revolutionary, whose influence reverberated through the halls of time, echoing even in the music we hear today. His compositions were the embodiment of the Romantic era, imbued with the fervor and passion that defined the period. Liszt's influence in the Romantic period was profound, but who was the man behind the music? Let's delve into his chronicles. Born in 1811 in the Kingdom of Hungary, Franz Liszt was destined for greatness. This musical prodigy was the only child of Adam Liszt, a steward in the service of the Esterházy family, and Anna Lager. Franz's father, a talented amateur musician, recognized his son's extraordinary capabilities and took it upon himself to provide the boy's initial music education. By the tender age of 6, Liszt was already showcasing his prowess on the piano and started composing music by the age of 8. Word of his remarkable abilities spread, leading to a move to Vienna when he was merely 11. In this city of music, he studied under the tutelage of two renowned musicians, Carl Czerny, a pupil of Beethoven, and Antonio Salieri, Mozart's contemporary. These early experiences honed Liszt's musical genius, setting the stage for his future success. Even in his youth, Liszt's talent was undeniable, and his journey was just beginning. As Liszt entered his 20s, his star began to rise. In this dynamic decade of his life, Liszt was not merely a virtuoso at the piano, he was a force of nature. His performances were not just concerts, they were spectacles, with audiences held in rapture by his mesmerizing talent. His tours across Europe were met with unparalleled enthusiasm, earning him a reputation as the rock star of the Romantic period. But Liszt was more than a performer, he was a visionary. His compositions, brimming with innovation and raw emotion, pushed the boundaries of what was deemed possible in music. He introduced new concepts of harmony, pioneered the symphonic poem, and brought a new level of expressivity to the piano repertoire. His influence extended far beyond his own performances. He mentored a generation of musicians, inspiring them to explore new artistic territories. Liszt was not only a successful pianist, but also an innovative composer, influencing the world of music in ways that still resonate today. In the latter part of his life, Liszt continued to innovate and inspire. He transitioned from a star performer to a respected music teacher, sharing his knowledge and passion with a new generation. His commitment to composition never waned, and he continued to produce pieces that pushed the boundaries of musical convention. In his twilight years, Liszt became a mentor and an inspiration to many young musicians. His teachings and compositions paved the way for the evolution of music, influencing the works of future composers. Despite his health deteriorating, Liszt remained dedicated to his craft until his final days. In the summer of 1886, the world bid farewell to this extraordinary composer, but death was not the end for Liszt. His influence reverberated through the corridors of music history, touching countless lives and shaping the course of music as we know it. Even after his death, Liszt's influence continued to be felt, and his legacy lives on in the music we listen to today. So why does Franz Joseph Liszt matter in the grand scheme of music history? Well, let's take a moment to reflect. Liszt wasn't just a gifted composer, he was a true trailblazer. His influence on the Romantic period of music was monumental, ushering in a new era of emotional expression and technical complexity. His compositions were innovative, daring, and ahead of his time. He pushed the boundaries of what was possible, challenging traditional musical conventions and paving the way for future composers. His works, like the Hungarian Rhapsodies and Liebestrauma, are still celebrated today for their passion and intricacy. But perhaps his most enduring legacy is his impact on piano playing itself. As a virtuoso pianist, he revolutionized performance techniques and elevated the instrument to new heights. His contributions to music theory and pedagogy continue to shape how we learn and understand music. From his early days as a prodigy to his enduring influence, Franz Joseph Liszt remains a pivotal figure in the world of music, a testament to the power of innovation and creativity.